Good evening and welcome to Wholesome Roots. It's going to be just me for a little while. Ryan just walked in from doing his evening chores, so he's going to eat some pizza and clean up and stuff. He's not in any rush to join us because he has worked a very hard, long day. So I told him to take his time and enjoy his pizza, and if he needs to take a shower, to just go ahead and do so. So, how is everyone tonight? I see we have Dolly Perry and Inside Kate's Kitchen in the house. Thank you both for moderating. Oh, you guys are too sweet. Wasteland Acres. Hello, Chris. How are you? Life of Laura, Kayla and Ivy. Built on a Rock Homestead. Hi, Kiri. So glad to have you all join us tonight. Sorry we didn't get to do it last week. Just wasn't feeling up to it. I didn't feel like I had it in me. And Vina Trollslayer is here. Juanita Haley, Paige D, The Giving Goat, Debbie Jackson, Wasteland Acres of Little and Light. Hello. Dolly Woods, hello. I missed you guys too. It's been hard being away from YouTube for a little bit, taking my breaks when I need to, but I really feel like I've got the rhythm going back now. I had 5 videos out this week, which is a lot more like I used to do. So that's great. I'm excited. Hello, Deb Kettleston. Lucky Barn Farm. Horticulture Geek. Hey! I did get dressed up just for you. Goldshaw Farm is here. Hello, Morgan. How are you? I need to catch up on your podcast. For those of you that don't know, Goldshaw Farm has an amazing, wonderful podcast. If you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. It's on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere, I think, right, Morgan? Morgan, feel free to drop a link for your podcast as I praise you and talk about how awesome you are. White Picket Fence is here. Ripochu Solajun. Kathleen Carradine Moses. The Red Shed. Haywire Homestead. Hey, Jen. Twin Cedar Farms. Oh. Twin Cedar Farms, you don't have to be here. You know that, right? Sweet Pea Farm NY. I did cut my hair, yes. Gone Potty Gardening. Sarah Downer. Rocky Homestead. Kilted Gardener. Hello. Good to see you, my friend. The Max Happy Homestead. Lucky Barn Farm. Okay. Here's the podcast. Morgan just posted a link to his podcast. Please go check it out. I would love for you to check out his awesome podcast and go support him. He's amazing, and it's really enjoyable to watch. Oh, you can't stay, Horticulture Geek, but I got all dressed up for you. Thank you. You guys are too sweet. Yeah, I was like, I don't know if this shirt's a little too much for live show, but it was what I grabbed off the top of the pile, and it looked comfortable, and I was like, yeah, that'll work. So it's a little upgrade from wearing my pajamas around the house. My pajamas consist of pajama shorts and tank top, and it's been hot here in Georgia. So Kathleen Carradine Moses, I had my friends Robert and his wife Daniela. They did help me a little bit. We had Robert and I planted 60 tomato plants all together, and Daniela weeded a good section of the garlic bed as well as Robert, so we got a lot done. Peggy Pope, thank you. Life of Laura, thank you. The baby goats are good. So Rosemary's babies actually took to her quite well, and they have been nursing on her just fine. Doing a great job with it. Oh, Gone Potty Gardening, 1 a.m. Well, thank you for stopping in. I don't know if you're going to last too long. You might want to get some rest tonight. We have quite a few friends that usually stop in, even though they're across the pond. I never dress up anymore. I swear all of my clothes have some goat-related matter stains on them. Exactly. So Rosemary's Babies, are doing really well with her and bonding just fine. The funny thing is my experienced mother is having some issues feeding. It's not that she's having a lack of milk or a lack of letting them feeding. She's letting them come and try to nurse, but her babies were much smaller this year than they normally are, and her teats are huge. They're like this big. They're really big. And when her milk first comes in, even though I milk it off and try to keep it light so they can latch on easier, it's almost impossible to keep it soft enough for them. So these babies had to get some bottles. Now I am putting them up on the teat before I give them a bottle and putting the teat in their mouth and making sure that they know that's the milk. You can get it right here. And she's very good about letting them do it. I have a video that I filmed today about it, so I'll go into more detail on the video. So does anybody have any other questions about the birthing videos this week or anything else that you were wondering about? Be happy to help you out. Jane A. Golden Pyrenees, you got a new baby. Oh, a girl or a boy? Hello, Nona Grace. Did I say hi to you already? I might have missed you. So, I hope everybody is doing well. Make sure you check out my moderators and show them some love. If you haven't already subscribed to Goldshaw Farm, Inside Kate's Kitchen. I still haven't convinced Dolly to start a channel yet, but, you know, maybe someday. Your birthing videos were wonderful. I'm glad you enjoyed them, Kate. Do you disbud your kids? Yes, I do. I've seen too many horror stories with horns getting stuck in fencing or causing other damage to other goats, and I just don't want to take that risk. Well, the garlic seems to be prematurely ready. Not all the way. I'm not pulling it yet, but it's pretty much ready to be pulled. Normally it would be until July, but because we had such a mild winter, it grew all winter, so it's big and it's already starting to yellow. So I'm going to wait till the bottom 3 leaves go all the way yellow, and then I'll go ahead and pull it. The strawberries are going like gangbusters. The comfrey's growing well. The tomatoes that we planted are looking good. They've grown quite a few inches. Everything else is withering away in seed trays because I haven't been able to plant yet. So I'm hoping to get up early tomorrow and sneak out before it gets hot and get the peppers in the ground. I have a bed ready for them, so hopefully I can get them done. Do you plant anything specifically for your goats to feed as treats? You know, this year is our first year having the comfrey in the garden, and it has turned into a lifesaver. So Daisy, after she kidded her first, right away, as soon as her milk came in, her udder got very congested, and it was so tight that it wasn't filled with milk. Well, I guess it is filled with milk, but the milk was not releasing. Even when I tried, it would not release. And it was very, very tight, and we call that a congested udder. So it's usually due to a imbalance of minerals. So I gave her comfrey leaves. It cleared up instantly. It was amazing. So I'm really happy about that. Of little and light. What kind of goats are you looking for? Yes, I harvested the scapes too, Kathleen, Karen, and Moses. I just harvested them. I got a whole Kroger bag full of them. So they're in the fridge. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of them. Snap peas. I've been eating our little snap peas right off the plants. They're just a couple of plants, so there's just enough for me to snack on in the garden and nobody else. The boys are not big fans of them. I was kind of surprised. I thought they would love to snack on them, but they were like, they weren't too interested. I have a lot more tomatoes that need to go in the ground, but I'm afraid that most of them are probably just going to die in the trays. Yay. Not what I was planning on this year, but due to my health going downhill recently, it's definitely become more of an issue. So I'm just trying to scroll back down to the bottom of the chat. It has been so rainy here that I have not planted any tomatoes yet. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people have been having weather issues with being able to plant. So that's interesting, you know, that I'm sad because it's getting too hot to plant. Freeze them. That's what I was thinking. Harvest them and froze. That's what I was thinking about, just putting them in the freezer. Did you blanch them first? That was what I was wondering. I have a blind goat. She is a triplet. Her sister are doing great. I milked out Mama the first few days so she can have the colostrum. She is healthy and thriving, driving me crazy because I'm Mama. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, she's going to be a blessing to your life. I hope you plan on keeping her and having her be a special goat. I'm really looking for La Mancha, but any large dairy breed will do, so long as it's well bred. That's good. La Mancha are nice. Oops. I'm trying to scroll, but not too fast. Ooh, nettle. I wish I had some nettle here. You know, I had some nettle seeds one year that I just broadcasted near the pond, hoping that they would just take over, and they didn't do anything. I didn't have any. Oh, thank you, Lisa Hensley. I appreciate that. Did you start your comfrey in pots first? I did not. So I got comfrey root cuttings because I wanted the Bakken 14 because I did not want ones that could self-sow from seeds. I didn't want them taking over the garden. They're still spread a lot by root, but they spread way too much by seed. So that was my goal, and the root cuttings did wonderful, and I just put them right in the ground in the fall, and perfect. Okay, no, you didn't blanch them. Good. I might just do that then. You don't know what caused the blindness. I'm not sure. I've never heard of them being born blind, so. Hey, Desi Lou's Garden, how are you? Rose, I got a question about your fly spray. Can it be used for fleas also? I have, let me think. I'm trying to think. For fleas, what the real question with that one would be is whether it's used on cats. Cats are very sensitive to essential oils. So I'm trying to remember which ingredients I had in that. And it may be something in there that you should not use on cats. But I do use it on the dogs. I don't think it really works that well for the fleas as it does for the flies and mosquitoes and ticks. But it definitely can help. I'm trying to think if there's another essential oil you could add to it to make it as a more dual purpose for the fleas. I started some toothache plant and they were coming up and then they died, and then I don't know what happened. I think I sowed them again and they didn't come up at all. So I'm going to have to try one more time. I would really like to have them growing well. I do have some seed left in the bag. I got a bag of toothache flower heads from a swap with Papa Pepper. And there were seeds in there, so I still have some more. And I'm wondering if that's the problem, is when I sprinkle them out of the bag, a lot of little debris from the flower was with it. And I think that might have caused like more of a fungal issue in the seedling tray, because the plant material can go fungus and upset the seeds from starting. Oh, Kale Elwood, thank you. Hey, Patty and Art, good to see you. Are you here?
Are you sure it's okay? Sure I'm not gonna like run anybody off with my farminess?
You mean you think this is smell-o-vision? How are the goats? The goats are doing good. What is your favorite breed of goat? Nubians. Homestead in the Highlands. Hey, thank you. Daybird every area says, Squirt. Hey, Squirt. Dolly Perry says, hey, Ryan.
Hi.
Our long weekend last week. Hope everybody was a great Memorial Day. I hope you do too, Freaky Geek.
Yes, Gail, I'm finally here. It was a long one. I'm moving slow.
Right, we all smell like farms.
Yeah.
Right, Kaylee?
Well, I'm extra potent today.
Dolly says, I'm immune to manure.
It's not necessarily manure.
Yes, Gail, I did. I cut my hair. I had my daughter cut it for me. I was like, all right, we need to get a little bit of a summer cut going.
I unloaded a hay trailer, 640 bales of hay, and then I did a bunch of other stuff. So.
Yes, Todd, you save the flowers on the toothache plant, and you can take the flowers when you have a toothache and bite down on them, and they actually numb the inside of your mouth, and it's really neat. So I've been wondering if you made it into a poultice and applied topically to like a bruise, if it would soothe the bruise, you know, if it would react as an analgesic on your other parts of your body than the inside of your mouth. I'm not sure if it's saliva that activates it or if you could just do it with any other type of liquid.
I'm sipping on Pamplemousse LaCroix, you asked.
Right, Deb? He has been working hard, and you got to get up and do it again tomorrow.
5:30 a.m.
So, what is your favorite to feed a skinny goat feeding 3 babies? Calf manna, just a little bit, like a quarter of a cup of calf manna added to the regular feed, but lots of alfalfa helps with that. And if she's really skinny, a little bit of beet pulp. That always helps fatten up our little skinny ones. I just have regular water, no sparkle in me.
13 Moons is farmer's tan on the neck or dirt?
It's totally dirt.
No, it's farmer's tan.
No, there's hay. You got hay and alfalfa stuck to you. Yep, that's dirt. That's why he wanted to take a shower. I told him he could. He is exhausted. Poor baby. He's going to be at work at 5:30 in the morning.
No, I have to be at work at like 5:15 so I can be at the destination by 5:30 because it's close.
Oh, you can tear the leaves and it will numb a cut. I didn't know that. I had only heard about the flower heads. Oh, no. Well, you have to keep applying BT every week and after it rains. So keep at it. The larger the worm, the less it works. So if you get them in their early stages, you're more likely to help fight them off. Rose, I suffer from Hashimoto's too, so I understand the struggle. Thank you, Peggy. It is a struggle. Chris just brushed off all the hay from her shirt. Yeah, working on a Saturday at that, you know? He's a hard-working man.
Try.
And that's why I haven't been able to put in a garden, because normally I have him to help, but he's been working too much. So he hasn't been able to help me. There's a lot of soil that needs to be moved and a lot of mulch that needs to be moved, and I can't do that with my back. So yeah, you'll want to pick those off, Kathleen. Just go out there early in the morning before they hide from the sun and pick them all off. That's the best way to get rid of the big ones. Yeah, he is the best kind of man.
Oh, thank you. I'm a little out of it right now.
That's okay. Ryan, I used to do that when I was younger. It's a lot of hard work, but it has to get done.
Yeah, when the hay trailer comes at work, and I could say it's almost quarterly, or at least like 3 times a year, and it's always an ordeal. The only difference this time is we get some of that hay, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the hay that he's going to be getting for our goats from that, because our goats have had crap hay for a few months now since they ran out.
This is really good quality hay. I had to prepay for it, but we're getting a big chunk of it. So.
Well, Robert, you're gonna have to try that and let me know. If you feed enough garlic, will the cheese be already flavored?
I wish it worked like that.
I don't know. I've never tasted. I give my goats a lot of garlic, and I've never tasted any garlic in their milk. So even when I'm like double, triple dosing the garlic. So the only time we ever sensed any flavor in the goat's milk was one time. There was this huge section of baby pine trees, and we moved the goats over to that section, and there was a slight piney flavor to the goat milk. Do you remember that? Auburn pointed it out to us because she got some of the milk, and I was like, "What?" And I went and tasted it, and I was like, "It seriously was." And that next day, I went out. I didn't understand why at that point, and the next day, when I went out to put the goats out in the paddock, I was like, oh my gosh, they ate all this pine. And then it went ding, ding, ding. The light bulb went off in my head. They had eaten all of it in one day. Ryan, when's your next trip to the woods with the kids? Ooh, good question.
Well, I should do that soon.
Yeah, you might have already missed the dewberries, but the blackberries will be ripening soon. They're already red behind the garden.
Yeah, my nose is red.
Rudolph. You're going to have to start putting a little bit of sunblock on you.
I guess.
Cow's milk takes on the flavor of what they've eaten often. That's interesting to me that our goats don't seem to carry the flavor that much. I wonder if it's because of the higher cream content, because it does seem like cream absorbs flavors. Like, I've made things with cow cream or goat cream even, and if I don't cover it really well, it absorbs the flavor from the fridge. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Hey, City Stead, how are you? Pollen has been flying like mad here in Michigan. Yeah, I've actually had some allergies. Well, Peggy, I think we're gonna have to wait until the fall before when they go dormant again. Unfortunately, we had some issues come up with the other timings. I don't like to do it when they're actively growing, so that's not a good time to do cuttings. Well, hot dang, our goats love bananas. Banana cream milk. Yeah.
That sounds good.
I hope you're only giving them the peels if they're organic peels. That's really, really important. Non-organic bananas are sprayed with a lot of pesticides that could be harmful. I noticed my mixed dairy goat's milk tasted like cedar often. My Nubians can eat cedar and their milk doesn't taste like cedar. Interesting. I wonder if there's something special about Nubians. They just know how to filter through the flavors. They absorb all the good stuff into their bloodstream instead of their milk. Dolly wants chocolate milk. So let's feed them some chocolate.
Feed them some cocoa. I'm not so sure that's a good idea.
I usually don't give the peel unless organic, and they steal it.
I want coffee milk, so let's feed them coffee beans.
Oh my gosh, we'd have some hyper goats.
We'd have a following of people wanting our milk too, I bet.
You think?
Coffee milk?
So for those of you that have never been to New England or don't know anybody who's ever been to New England, coffee milk is a thing. It's very popular where I grew up, and I love coffee milk. It's so good. It's just a really sweet coffee flavored milk. It's like chocolate milk, but it's coffee, and it's so good. And every time I go home, I get some. I love it. I get the bottle, to make it myself.
What's the brand? Like Autocrat?
Autocrat. Maple milk is even greater. Ooh. Goldshot Farm. So you've had coffee milk because you lived in Massachusetts, right? Because he lived with, he knew our friend Matt from Boston, right? Isn't that right? Maple milk. I don't know if I've ever tried that. So I know I've done maple on the snow when I was a kid. Maple syrup in the snow and having maple ice cream. That's what we called it. I live in New England, but I don't like coffee. hidden within myself. Where in New England do you live? Maple makes everything better, yes. My grandfather used to give me coffee milk when I was really little. Oh, neat, Kate. Sugar on snow. Maple snow is wonderful. As long as you make sure it was clean snow. I wonder, nowadays with so much pollution in the air, how much I really would want to eat snow. Oh, I miss coffee, like real coffee. I had to stop drinking caffeine because I noticed that it was definitely a trigger for me. It was making me feel worse. So I switched to decaf coffee, and we just got the regular Kroger generic one, and it tasted awful. And then Ryan got me one of the little more expensive ones in decaf, and it was so much better. But like, I'm so addicted to coffee, like, it's not about the caffeine. I love coffee. I love coffee. I love coffee. And I love choffee too, but choffee gets expensive and I go through it so fast. I mean, I only use 2 small scoops. What are they? 1/4 cup. So I guess that's a half a cup.
Quarter cup.
So I use a half a cup of the grounds for, 8 cups, which gets me, well, it's not really 8 cups. It's 8 cups on the coffee pot measurement, which is really just 2 or 3 cups in a coffee cup. And I drink that, throughout the day. I'll have usually 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I'll heat up a cup in the afternoon. And yeah, it is good to know my triggers, darling. It's funny. The other night I went to my son's graduation party, and I forgot to take my gluten defense. Was that graduation?
Thursday?
Yeah. So Thursday, I forgot to take my gluten defense, and I was like, you know what? I don't really react to gluten, even though I'm not supposed to have it, because it can be damaging to thyroid issues. So I'm not gonna do it, But everything that was being served that night was gluten, and so I meant to take my gluten defense, and I said, well, I'll just take it when I get home. I completely forgot. And I definitely didn't have any triggers from it. Like, I don't react to gluten. I don't react to nightshades. I don't react to sugar even. Although Robert has been telling me I need to completely take away the sugar, and he's probably right. My doctor probably would agree. I went to a doctor or a clinic. You see, that's how they like to take blood from me on Friday, and did a bunch of lab work, and my glucose was high, but they said it was because I didn't fast. But I was like, you didn't tell me to fast. Why would the glucose, I don't know. And it was still higher than normal, even if you didn't fast. It's basically what they told me. So I'm like, okay. So yeah, we're going to have to look into some other possibilities. Besides Hashimoto's, I probably have some other things going on. They've referred me to a cardiologist to get an EKG, echocardiogram, chest x-ray, and exercise stress test. Because a lot of my symptoms that I'm continuing to have don't seem like they're matching up. They're thyroid symptoms, but they're not matching up to how the levels of my thyroid are. My thyroid levels aren't horribly crazy. They're bad, but they're not horrible. So they're wondering if there's not something else going on, and some of my symptoms point towards heart issues. So that'll be interesting. It's always something, right? What about herbal caffeine-free tea? It's great. I love herbal teas, but they don't seem to fit that niche. I tried to switch and have herbal teas in the morning, and it just didn't sit right. Like, it wasn't the same thing. I crave coffee, so so the decaf coffee works. I don't react to that, so that works out well. Please remember to put your question. Oh, sorry, I see it all. I see all caps and I start reading it, and I really want something special to add a shot of Irish whiskey in there too. Exactly.
That sounds good.
Rose, sugar is definitely a trigger. Yes, I know, and I definitely don't do a lot of sugar, but I do a lot of fruit sugar because I have a banana every day, but I do get cravings for sugar. Like, I'll be like, I want a cookie, you know, and so I'll make a gluten-free cookie, you know, but I'm going to try not to. I'm not going to buy any more sugar. How about that?
Okay.
So whatever's left in the house, I still get to have. Gradually wean myself off of it. And I'm the type of person that if I only have a little bit of something left, I'll wait 2 weeks before eating it because it's like so special to me. Reduce your carbs. Yeah, I do need to do that. That was something else Robert recommended. Rose, I'm going to send you an email on what is going on with me. Your issues sound a lot like mine. Please do. I do appreciate that. What did Dolly say? Can you have postum or pero?
Postum or pero? We don't know what.
I don't know what that is, Dolly. Is that menopause? Because that was actually brought up that there could be premenopause type things going on. Not that everybody else wanted to know that, but I think those words remind me of that. Hey, I love your hair, Rose. Thank you, Tower Acres Farmstead. I appreciate it. Also, pre-diabetic was one of the things brought up, so, you know, whatever. We'll see. Hugs, I love you. Find all the answers you need, Rose, to take care of yourself. You do such a great job already. Thank you, 13 Moons.
They are coffee substitutes.
That are caffeine-free and taste like coffee? I love coffee. I can do coffee instead of coffee, but, and it doesn't affect me. The small amount of caffeine in that doesn't hurt me, but, I need something with milk in it, I think is the thing. I drink my coffee with cream, and there are not many teas. I do like chai tea with coffee, with cream, so maybe I should get some more of that and try that too. Inflammation can be a cause of higher than normal blood sugars. Yes. Carbs are sugar, exactly, yeah.
They are grain-based. That's interesting.
Dolly, message me later about that. I'm not familiar. Rose, have you tried dandelions instead of coffee? No, I did, I found a dandelion root tea that was like a coffee substitute, on Amazon, and I put it on my wish list. And, I haven't really had the extra money to just buy it, just to try it, you know what I mean? So, I figure if somebody wants to treat me to a special treat, then they can. Why do you prefer Nubians? Personality and milk. I think personality and milk. Not that I've ever had any goat milk I didn't like, though, honestly. But their personalities. They have so much more personality than any goat I've ever met. Like, they are like humans. They each have individual personalities.
Yeah.
The carbs are sugar thing was really hard for me to grasp when my wife found out diabetes. I'm in love with our new Nubian Honey and our mini Nubian Farkle.
I love that name. I might have to steal that name. I love that name.
Speaking of names, what did we haven't named the other two. Did you think about that anymore? Rosemary's kids haven't been named yet, and I was throwing out some ideas to Ryan last night. Ryan usually names all of the kids before I even get a chance to come up with an idea. So, Fancy's kids, we named Scrunchy for the boy, because Rowan wanted to name one of the goats Scrunchy, and Fantasia for the girl. Fantasia is fancy, is in Gaelic. So, and I've always loved Fantasia as a name, so that worked out nicely. And then of course April and May. So what about the other two? They're twins. They are so identical. It's so hard to tell them apart. Farkle and Sparkle. I gotta go. Y'all have a blessed night. I will send you an email in the next couple of days. Thank you, Peggy. I hope you feel well. Hey, Nancy. How are you? Good to see you. So glad everybody could be with us tonight.
Trying to give somebody else a chance to name those goats before I come
Well,
up
what
with
were the ideas?
names.
that I liked. Sun and shine. That was what somebody suggested in the comments.
Yeah.
Because they were born out in the sunshine. Hey, busy little house. Thank you. I'm trying to feel great. So I guess that means I'm feeling somewhat better because I'm at least able to try to feel good. So that's a good sign. Really good sign. I have 5 goats now. My male is not shedding. Not sure what's up. Sometimes they get a really thick, what's that fluffy undercoat called? Cashmere layer, and you have to actually shave it out because it doesn't shed well. So if you part the hair and look inside and see like this fluffy, like almost down, then that might be his issue. Autumn is kind of suffering from that. I'm like, girl, you need to shed now because it is so hot, and she's holding on to that deep, fluffy cashmere layer underneath. Hey, Royal Amethyst Acres, how are you? Thank you, Nancy, for watching the commercial. I appreciate that. There is a mushroom coffee substitute. Oh, it's not. I looked at that, Kilted. It's still coffee. It has mushrooms in it. I thought it was going to be a substitute, but unless I was looking at the wrong one. Hey, quite frankly, Jen, how are you? Mr. Rose.
What?
She called you Mr. Rose.
Oh.
Our fainter's cashmere is insane. Really? That's funny. Oh, Nancy, I appreciate that so much. Rose, should you just give calcium proactively to a doe that is in labor? Some people do. And honestly, I just said earlier today that I probably should for Nancy. For Fancy. Sorry, Nancy. I probably should for Fancy Girl. Because she's needed calcium every kidding. So, she's obviously prone to needing calcium, and I should. But I really was hoping to see a difference this time and have her not need it. But I was aware of the fact that she was going to need it right from the start. So I should have just done it proactively. Some people do it for all of their goats. Some people do it for the ones that they know are going to need it, that are just more prone to it. Autumn will not be bred. Anytime any animal, human, goat, anyone, has a pregnancy, there's a risk to their life. And I cannot risk Autumn's life. My dad is very mad at me. Dad, if you're watching, sorry, Pops. I'm not going to breed Autumn. Okay? So stop telling me. Or hearts.
Or hearts.
He just texted me earlier today and said to breed both of them. And I'm like, no, I just can't. After all I've been through to save them, that's it. How many acres do you guys have, and how many do you actually use? We have 14 acres, and we probably use half that much, right? Or less.
Much
less. Less than half.
A quarter of that, if that.
Well, it's at least 5 acres.
Yeah.
Because it's 5 acres over there.
But
and then over there. Oh, yeah, we don't really use over there that much now that we've moved the orchard. Sorry, I'm not really participating in the chat. I'm gnawing on an old but delicious hen. Sometimes those are the best. Hey, Matt's Homestead, how are you? Ryan is so tired it didn't register that he is Mr. Rose.
What?
Right? Can that cashmere be spun into yarn? Deb, I actually was considering that. I don't think it would be enough, though. I might need some calcium. I said that to, was it you that I said that to? That I said, maybe I need a calcium drench. Or was it you?
I don't know.
Maybe it was Trisha. I was like, maybe it'll help me. Old chickens are tough as shoe leather, but I love the fat flavor. Oh. You should always have calcium on hand, just in case. I did try offering her Tums, and she would not eat them, because that doesn't hurt. It doesn't burn going down. So that's my reason for not dosing her with the Tums in advance, is because it burns when it goes down. It's a very harsh, caustic, burning pain. And I don't want to do that to her in the middle of labor if I don't have to. yeah, she's just, you know, my dad says it would be good for her health to have babies because they like to have babies. And I'm like, yeah, I see your point, but I couldn't survive if anything happened. If anything happened because I bred her, oh my gosh, no way. Oh, 5 duckies total. Awesome. So did some of your khaki camels, was that the other one that you were waiting to hatch, the khakis? That's awesome, Matt. How are your ducks, Rose? Well, you'll see them a little bit in the video I filmed today, which will be out in a couple of days. I'm a couple of days behind on videos if you guys haven't noticed. So, and I think I like it that way. It makes it easier so that I'm not feeling panicky about getting the video out right away. So I have some time to edit. Like today, I put out the video from Fancy's birth, and I had one more video to edit. I had another video ready to edit, and I was like, I don't feel like editing. I don't feel good. I'm going to lay down, you know. I'm just not lay down, but sit down on the couch with the boys and just chill and relax. And I knew I had the live show tonight, so I was like, I got to save my energy for that. So I just didn't edit it, and I'll edit it tomorrow. And then the next day, I'll be able to edit the next video. And on the good days, I edit 2 videos. So I can be caught up or a couple of days behind. You just never know. Just going to keep you on your toes. But Trisha Willow Creek, she's been doing it ahead, and she's really been enjoying that. We had my goat's undercoat spun into yarn, and they mixed it with wool to make it sturdier. Oh, that's a good idea. Like a half and half. That would be neat. I'm a little bit behind in the chat. Sorry. How long is the staple length on the cashmere? If it's less than 2 inches, it will be hard to spin. Yeah, I think it's definitely less than 2 inches. So you're right.
Sorry, I'm really tired.
Does your dad have a goat herd? My dad had a goat herd when I was a kid. So I grew up with Nubians, and my mom and dad bred. They showed. They had beautiful, wonderful herd of Nubians. The old world Nubians too. Like they don't have them that big and beautiful anymore. So it's kind of funny seeing pictures of their goats compared to my goats. They're like huge. Nubians used to be bigger, and I guess people just bred that trait out of them for easier to handle. Hey Howie, good to see you, my fellow earthling. Got booted by my stupid internet. Oh no. Hearts is looking fabulous. I used to be able to pick her out in videos, now I can't. Exactly. Yeah. I love that. Like Ryan told her, one day she's going to be the fattest in the herd. Well, gee, Rose, I think you have had your hands full. We wait for you, and you need your rest, or you will burn out big time. I had Graves' disease, and it's a royal pain. You had Graves' disease. Were you able to cure it? I think Ryan is sleeping with his eyes open. I think so, too. Yeah. I think we will end promptly at 9 tonight due to his tiredness. Yeah, my health is a priority, and you know, some people don't understand that, and my views have dropped significantly because I haven't been putting out consistent videos. But you know, I mean, like, just look at the live right now. We have 56 people in here instead of 106. So unfortunately, my everything, you know, kind of suffers from it. My YouTube income went down 75% because of not putting out the right amount of videos. So it's been really hard, but I have to do what I have to do. Well, you know, and part of the reason that I feel pressured isn't just because of the money, but because I feel like I'm letting you guys down. I want to be there for you guys and keeping you guys in my life, keeping up with me and stuff. But honestly, during that time, nothing was happening. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything in the garden. I wasn't doing anything with the goats. I mean, literally, I wasn't doing anything. So there wasn't anything to video anyway. So he is so tired. Nancy, I think you missed it. We were talking about how much work Ryan did today. It was incredible. His job today was really, really, really hard. And he's got to be at work at 5:15 or something in the morning on a Saturday tomorrow. So, yeah, nobody will be offended if you want to go shower and rest.
I am gonna. hot and itchy and gross feeling.
Well, then you go. I told you could.
We missed being live last week.
I know.
I really like being live, so I wanted to be here.
You're sweet. He loves you guys too. He may not do as many videos.
It's the one thing that I can be a part of all the time, you know. We didn't go live last Friday, but every other time I'm here, so.
Nope, April Hill, Ryan has to work tomorrow. Going to a meetup for a social engagement is not as important as all of the work that we have to get done. So, unfortunately, we won't be going. It's interesting how many people can do a social engagement but can't come and help people in need. Just saying. Now, oh, okay. Oh, that sucks, Nancy. I'm sorry. Hey, Edel, how are you? Yes, I did cut my hair. Thanks for noticing. He is a very hard worker. The viewers who left are fair weather friends. Their loss. Exactly.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. We kind of fell off the radar. But they'll be back.
Silly you for having a real life. And real problems. A source of hay is an amazing thing for the homestead. Yes, it is. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's going to be really good hay, so...
I felt like a real farmer getting into debt to write the check for the hay.
Yeah. Yeah. We had to take out a loan to get the hay, so... But it is what it is. Getting it all at once made it cheaper, so...
Yeah, and it's guaranteed to be mine, so...
Do I take selenium? Yeah, I think there's selenium in my thyroid. Yes. There's 26 mcgs of selenium in my thyroid supplement. It's okay in those days you didn't know as much as they do today. Don't let them take out your thyroid. You will be a slave to thyroid meds. It's a pain. Yeah, I've heard that it's really hard once you take it out, you know? Right now, I'm able to do the desiccated thyroid, which is a natural thyroid replacement. But if it gets worse, and it has gotten worse, like my thyroid levels went lower since 9 months ago, but not too low where it's like drastic measures have to be taken yet. So if it goes much lower, then I might have to be put on the chemical thyroid, the levothyroxine or whatever that is. 'Tis his life, and those of us who love y'all unconditionally are still here. Thank you, the Pryor Homestead. I appreciate that. Plus, it is a holiday weekend for a lot of people to travel. Hey,
work.
Rustic Ranch Garden.
I always work on Memorial Day.
Yeah. Hello, hopeful homesteader from Scotland. You should be in bed. Isn't it 2 o'clock over there? How are the quail? Yes, they are doing good. We've got some blue egg layers for sure. They're not like bright blue, but they're blue. And the inside of the shell is bright blue. It's funny. Right, have you had them look at your adrenal system? Many times that helps and looks into iodine therapy. And I know you do diet and herbs, so you're good there. I had my cortisol level checked, but I had the one-time blood draw cortisol checked. I didn't do the whole day, taking it at different times a day with saliva. That's what I need to do next. So, have you put in an order for the meds so you don't run out again? I thought you did. It should have already come if you ordered it from Amazon.
I didn't order it. We just know it's on Amazon.
Yeah, Ryan found it on Amazon. So
yeah, turns out it's on Amazon.
We thought it was through the doctor only, and it's not. I'm on Synthroid, but recently got my supplemental T3 increased. 1:45 a.m. Dog likes to walk at night. I have a friend who had thyroid cancer, so her thyroid had to go. She has so many problems. Yeah, I bet. ASL Harvard Homestead. I am on NP thyroid. Yeah. You know, the doctor who discovered my thyroid issue is a natural doctor. So he's definitely of the mindset to go with the natural route first, with the natural thyroid. And if that doesn't work, if it doesn't improve, then we can change it up. So I probably do need to go back to him with the lab results from the clinic. The clinic offered the lab for a fraction of the price, like a quarter of the price that his lab work was. So I did get it done at a different place so that it wouldn't be so expensive. So now that I have the results, I can go and make an appointment with him. Because the appointment price wasn't that much. It was, only $30 more than the clinic. So, because he's really smart about thyroid stuff, but he charges a lot more for a lot of the stuff. Thank you, Rustic Ranch Garden. I need all the praise I can get.
Adele Hanley, I made it this long. I only have 10 minutes left, so might as well stick it out. I won't pass out on camera, I promise.
Sometimes it is easier to adjust the natural after the artificial. That's interesting. Oh, maybe. I don't know. ASL Harvard. I'm not familiar with NP. What is NP? For the feathers. So anyway.
All right.
Well, we are caught up on the chat. Does anybody have any extra questions that they want to put in all caps that we can answer before we sign off for the evening? Michelle, how are you? Hello, Hollerita. We love you. Go to bed and rest. Rose, have you ever set a live trap? I'm trying to catch that stupid raccoon. Yes.
Yes, we've set live traps for our varmint issues. We have a live trap I've set up, and I've caught raccoons before, possums. I have a smaller live trap I set for rats sometimes.
Thank you, busy little house.
So yeah, you can.
So tell her how to do it for a raccoon.
For
or what's worked best for us.
Raccoon, I haven't had as much success catching raccoons as I wish. I always tend to catch possums instead.
I think we just have more possums.
But tuna is a good bait.
Cat food. Yep.
Cat food, old meat. Just like if you have meat leftovers in your fridge that are on the cusp of being bad, use that.
A lot of people say like sweet stuff too, like marshmallows or honey buns.
Marshmallows have worked, but they caught a possum. Old eggs, raccoons.
And keep in mind, you might catch a cat by putting cat food.
Yeah.
Yeah, eggs. We've done hard-boiled egg in there, or whole egg. Just tuna or fish is best. Yeah. Can it get too warm for quail? When I start raising mine, they will be on the porch. I don't think I've ever heard anybody of having heat issues. It was 95 here today. So, and we had them all last summer. Well, we got the partridge on your 30th birthday. So
No.
How many years have we had?
5.
How old are you now? You're 5? You're 35? Wow, baby, you're growing up.
Yeah.
So 5 years.
I worked
5
like
years
I
of
was,
winters in Georgia, and we've never had an issue.
I worked like
Peanut
I was
butter,
an 18-year-old
yes,
today.
peanut butter does work great too. I'm always afraid to use the tuna or cat food because we have a outside cat. So, I saw the orange cat. I haven't seen him in forever.
Oh, Fringe?
I haven't seen him in forever. He was in the greenhouse, hanging out on the
really?
greenhouse shelves. Not the covered one, but the shelf one.
I see him every now and again. He's always like running into the bushes. Like,
Yeah, he ran. I saw his tail, I should say.
That's why I named him Fringe. He's always on the fringe.
are your supplements, etc., on your Amazon wish list? Do you have an account to donate? I don't have the supplements on Amazon.
We should put that now that we know it's on there. We should put it on there.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I do have a PayPal at wholesomerootsblog@gmail.com. And if you mark in the description what it's for, then I'll make sure that it's earmarked for that. Otherwise, any funds that aren't marked, I put into whatever we need the most. So we were able to get enough funds donated for our milk machine, which we'll be using in about 2 weeks. We've already got it. Ryan has to build a case for it and everything. But with 3 new does and milk, I'm going to need it because of the carpal tunnel and the inflammation and arthritis in my hands. So those donations started about a year ago. And people were earmarking what it was for. So we were able to, we actually had to chip in the last little bit and buy it with our own money. But we did that when we got our tax returns. And it's been sitting here, and I just haven't needed to set it up.
Yeah, we haven't really needed it, but we probably do now that we have all these kids. Yeah. It would be helpful. So that'll be a new project to work on.
I'm excited about it. It's going to be really nice. Yeah. I've never had a real milk machine.
Maybe I'll take
it's the cheaper one of the real milk machines, but it's going to be a lot nicer than hand milking.
Yeah, maybe I'll take a look at that Sunday and see what I need to do. Get that going.
Oh, give the goslings a kiss from me, Morgan.
I actually did catch...
If you guys haven't checked out, he has 31 new baby goslings. You have to go see how adorable they are.
Somebody said something about trying to catch the barn cat. I actually did catch Fringe one time in our old chicken coop.
I remember that. And
he was in the old... we have this really old chicken coop. It's still here. We use it occasionally for quarantine. And he was in there, and I just walked up and shut the door, and he freaked out. I felt bad. I let him go.
And I mean, what are we gonna do with him? Yeah, I mean, he's lived here. It seems like his entire life.
He's a rat catcher for all I know.
Yeah, so he's good to have around the farm.
All our cats are fixed.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to worry about.
I mean, it would be nice to catch him and have him fixed, so that he wouldn't be impregnating anybody else's cats. But, I mean...
he's definitely feral.
He's wild. And he would probably stress out so much from that I would just feel more sad for him than anything else. So... Hey, Pat Booty is here. When did you come in? Hi, Pat. Holarita is here. I missed a few people. Evie Ertsky? Did I say it correctly? The shelters need homes for barn cats so badly. I would take some more barn cats. I thought shelters didn't let you do it for barn. Our shelters here, they insist that you have indoor cat only if you're going to adopt. So that's interesting that your shelters are looking for barn cat homes. You did sneak right on in. Right at the end, though, Pat. Uretsky.
Oh.
That's Polish? Ukrainian?
Sounds Polish, maybe.
Lithuanian? We're guessing here because we're Polish. Yeah. Both of us are kind of mixed up, but we have some. Oh, Lithuanian. Really?
Huh.
I'm Lithuanian. Well, I'm a quarter Lithuanian. But I identify strongly with my Lithuanian heritage. I've been doing some genealogy research, trying to find out more information. I would love to, if you ever want to, interpret anything. Sometimes, I have a hard time. I have a dead end on my Lithuanian side for being able to track my roots, because my great-grandmother came over. The story that has always been told in my family is that she came over in the hull of a ship as a stowaway with nothing but a salt pork and a loaf of bread. There's no listing for her on any ship manifests. There's no birth certificates of her. There's just no history at all. Her name I have searched her name through every genealogical resource there is, including the Lithuanian sites, and her name isn't on any of them. So I really think that her name is a lie and that it's not her actual name. The first place her name showed up, I think, was her marriage certificate, and where she said who her mother and father were. So it's really strange, and it's just a mystery. She supposedly she was from Vilnius, Lithuania, but most people claim that they were from Vilnius, and it's not necessarily where they were actually from. Vilnius in Lithuania, or what town she lived in Massachusetts, where she was married and everything, was in the Worcester-Leicester area.
All right, we're past the hour, so
all right, it's 9:01, and he has turned into a shoe.
No, I turned into a pumpkin.
Yeah, we don't know, Nancy, where she was born. It's supposedly Vilnius. I'm Canadian, married an American. Interesting. All right, guys. Shower and bedtime for this sweet man. He's going to get up real early and work real hard again in the hot, hot sun.
Hopefully, if I'm starting that early,
you can get off super early.
Yeah.
So you can come home and milk.
So I can come home.
My hands hurt.
So I can come home and work really hard. Use your fancy milk machine.
Well, I need a box for it.
Yeah, let's plug it in.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you being here with us tonight. I hope that you enjoy your evening and your weekend. And we love you guys. So thanks for hanging in there. For those of you that have stuck with us through our difficult times, really appreciate it. Thank you.
We're bouncing back.
Trying to.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody. I will do my best to sleep well, but first I gotta shower all this itchy hay off of me.
Sorry, the Tinker's Wife. I always miss these. 8 o'clock every Friday night. And if it's canceled, I'll post it on our Facebook group. Wholesome Roots Farmstead Friends. Thank you. Good night.
Right.
Sweet dreams.
Good night, everybody.
Where's the stop button? There it is.
Shalom to you, too.